New data shows more people than ever are falling victim to cyberbullying. There's been a fourfold spike in reported cases over the last 5 years, with over a third involving kids just starting high school. E-Safety Commissioner Julie Inman-Grant says the age of victims should be the main concern, and social media platforms need to take more responsibility.
When you're entering secondary school, you may just be turning 13, getting your first smartphone. You may be on Instagram, Snap, or TikTok for the first time. So when you think about when we went into secondary school, we didn't have these other elements to deal with. And we have to remember that behind each of these numbers is a child who's in pain and who's in crisis and who needs help.
With more, here's Vikki Ryall, Chief Clinical Officer from Headspace, Australia's National Youth Mental Health Foundation. Hi there, Vikki. So these are startling figures. Hi there. A rise of 450% of cyberbullying over the last 5 years, a rise of 25% just last year. What's your reaction to the situation?
Look, I think as Julie Inman-Grant eloquently said, there's increased reporting, which is fantastic, and there's also a rise in bullying behaviour and hopefully a better understanding reflected. It is I think as she said, any young person that experiences bullying is concerning. It's concerning for them, for their family and the people around them, and we are there to support all young people that might be experiencing bullying at Headspace Services.
Early high school kids, Vikki, appear to be vulnerable. A third of victims are aged at about 12 or 13. Why is that age group particularly at risk?
Look, it is a point of big transition. It's a big change from going from primary school, being the big kids of the schools, to back to the youngest. It's a total change in how education is delivered. More responsibility often falls to young people at that age, and a big transition. That's not a causative thing. There's lots of reasons that bullying occurs. And I guess what we want to do is have more conversations earlier on. And the age group really says that we need to start having those conversations in families, in home, in sporting clubs, in schools, and come together as a whole community to do what we can to reduce bullying.
You mentioned schools there. Do you think schools and teachers are well equipped to combat cyberbullying?
I mean, I think schools are one part of the solution, and we need to remember that it is bigger than just schools. It does need everyone to come together, and what we can do is focus too much on one part of the solution. There are lots of programs that are really effective. eSafety and headspace.org.au has lots of resources to support conversations about keeping young people safe online. What we're really focused on is providing good information for young people and families. We've set up a hub on headspace.org.au. The information's totally free. And what we want to do is support young people through the transition, and more importantly, encourage conversations about what safety online looks like, again, in any setting. The risk that we run is that if they delay the 16 age, it just delays conversations, and actually we need to make sure we do whatever we can to improve the safety of behaviour online.
Conversations, it's a very big term, very general term, isn't it? Families, communities, schools, what should go into those conversations to really give some practical help to kids who find that they are being cyberbullied?
Yeah, no, it's a good observation. I mean, I think the reason I talk about conversations is that a rule, the ban is a rule, can mean that that's the focus. But actually what we want to do is understand. So have conversations around the family, in friendship groups, in schools, about what have you noticed. There's really good information about reporting on websites like eSafety, and there's also good information about how to respond if you are being bullied, about reporting it, about telling a trusted adult, and remembering that you're not alone. Unfortunately, it should not be. It's not a part of growing up, but it's an all too common experience.
Vikki Ryall, good to talk to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And Kids Helpline offers free confidential counselling for young people aged 5 to 25. Call 1800 55 1800 or visit their website.